Okay, so this is for anyone who's going through a really difficult time, maybe a time of grief, of loss, of suffering that cannot really be explained. And I wanted to pull out three things from First Peter 4:19. It's uh, one of my go-to verses. And First Peter 4:19 says, "So then let those who suffer according to God's will entrust themselves to a faithful creator while doing what is good." So we see a few things that I think are of encouragement for those in times of grief and hardship. First, we see that we can entrust ourselves to God, who is a faithful creator, because he's sovereign. So we can trust his goodness, his power. Now that's a two-edged sword, because we go, okay, yes, we know he's good, we know he's all powerful, so we can trust him, but we also have to ask the question, but if he is all good and if he is all powerful, then why the hardship, why the suffering? And that's one of those questions that I think we'll be asking for really until we meet Jesus. But there is a hope, there is a steadfast rock beneath our feet. There is a comfort to know that we can entrust ourselves to Almighty God, even in the middle of hardship that we don't understand. Number two, and I think it kind of leads right out of that, is that people can help us in time of grief and loss, but they cannot heal us. They cannot bring ultimate healing. And I know for me, that has been a personal lesson that I've had to walk, especially just through many different times in my life, really. But over and over, that seems to be the recurring issue of like, okay, I want someone to come and fix it. But the reality is that people can't fix those deep places of suffering. Only God can treat us, only he can heal us and mend us. But it's great to have the community. We need people around us. We need them to help us. But when we begin to look to them as the ones that can save us, that's when we're going to be disappointed and they are going to come up short. And so we want to continue to put our focus back on the Lord. And then lastly, he says, while doing what is good. And that we can kind of forget that last bit. And especially in times of hardship, it is so hard to serve others, to put our focus on others, to look outward, to continue to be faithful, because we're hurting and we just want to pull in and we want to turn inward. And so he says, listen, trust the Lord and continue to do what is good. Continue to follow Christ. Continue to do what you know to be true and to be good, and continue to look outward. And I really believe that God has incredible blessing for us when we do that, as we model a life of faith in the Lord, even in our hardship. And then this isn't really a point, but just a side note here, that the only time we can worship the Lord and trust the Lord in times of pain are when we are in times of pain. In other words, we can trust him and we can worship him in times of goodness and health and celebration and all that, and that's wonderful. But the only time we can choose worship in pain is when we're in pain. And so let's not waste the time. And I don't say that lightly. I just mean, I believe that the Lord is with you. He is walking with you in the hardship. He wants you to trust him. He wants you to remember that only he can be the one to heal. And he wants us to continue to do good, to walk in faith and in worship toward him. So I pray this is an encouragement. I pray that he will lift your head. I pray that he will bring you through this season. I pray that he will make all things new. He is making all things new, but that you will really sense that in this journey, while we are waiting for him to set all things right, that he is making all things new even right now. So bless you.